DCS 2.5.1 adds quite a few new features. For those of you not familiar, the Chinese Asset Pack is a free update currently in development for DCS World. It adds in the Chinese faction and units including ships and aircraft, and I presume some vehicles at a later date. Update 2.5.1 however brings an exciting addition. The Shenyang J-11a is a new Flyable Flaming Cliffs free level aircraft. This means it's a non-clickable cockpit. The aircraft is free to anyone who owns Flaming Cliffs free. The J-11a is fundamentally the same as the existing Su-27 we have in game, however it is based on the Sukhoi 27SK, giving it a few extra features. Externally the aircraft is mostly the same, with the addition of some new details such as formation lights and landing gear. Like the Sukhoi 27, the Shenyang J-11a has access to the same loadouts and equipment, but also carries some significant changes to its weapon selection. We now have access to the R-77 active radar guided missile, also found on the MiG-29. It's similar to the American AMRAAM, AIM-120. These missiles are fire and forget once they reach the pitbull state or the self-guiding radar range, having been launched. This makes them very effective missiles, allowing you to disengage from a target after launching and go defensive without the worry of it losing track. And for air-to-ground, we have the ability to double mount some of our pylons. This includes rockets, rocket pods and bombs. If you've learned to fly the Sukhoi 27, you'll be able to operate the J-11a without any issue, however you will need to bind your controls again. The J-11 comes with a number of skins, including some for the US aggressor squadrons. These changes will allow for some pretty interesting loadouts, with the capacity to carry Fox-free active radar guided missiles as well as air-to-ground munitions. I look forward to seeing how the Chinese Asset Pack develops further in the future. There has additionally been a large number of changes to DCS itself, including the addition of a memory manager which unloads unneeded assets to help those with low memory computers. Personally, I run on 16GB of RAM with an NVIDIA 1070 and 8GB of video RAM, so I have not run into issues myself and cannot test it. However, I have heard positive improvements from the community. New explosion effects have been added for aerial explosions, along with improvements to the existing ground explosions and smoke. Various texture bugs have been resolved, fixing the cockpit windows on the Tornado, some ships and vehicles. New lighting effects and reflections have been added to aircraft with afterburners, and I have to say I think these look pretty great. Many aircraft modules have seen improvements, most notably the Gazelle, which has had a new variant added, the Minigun Gazelle. This features a right side mounted minigun with 4,000 rounds. Sadly, the camera has been removed from this variant, and you can see it is no longer on the roof. So if you fancy yelling "get some" with a buddy or two, blasting away at some trucks and providing light air support, this is the variant for you. The minigun is a little rough, the tracking isn't quite smooth, but you can use it with either your TrackIR or VR, head tracking, or you can use a mouse. The aiming arc is much more limited than that of the Huey, so be careful, you will be required to cooperate with the pilot to keep your rounds on target. Additionally, the Harrier has had a fairly substantial update with the moving map and complex radio operation added to the game. You can view my quick tutorial on this, covered here, or in the description. Being on the beta branch, there are a few bugs and problems with this current build. You can expect them to be patched, and with a bit of luck we'll see them in the next week or so.